of any, biological patterns of lab malfunctions. In addition, they decided to put us in a lab full of scary chemicals and multiplying pathogens.
Yeah, and speaking of gel electrophoresis, they told us not to poke any holes in the gel, and of course, you had to do it.
It was all I did.
And of course, Nikki always did her work on time. And she always added her own funky twist to everything that we did.
For example, we had a plant lab, and she labeled her plants with her name, Ellie and Sparky. And who knew someone could get so competitive over plants growing out of film canisters? Basically, there was a height contest, and obviously mine was rated the tallest.
She was wrong. And that just goes to show never to trust Nikki's predictions because she's most likely wrong. And judging by her various TV addictions, Dr. House would love to work with her since he's always right. And Sherlock would text her that she's wrong because he's also always right.
You think House goes instead? Oh, but have no fear, racially biased. SAT questions are here.
We all know that Nikki excels with anything with their standardized testing, and that only makes sense that one of her pet peeves just happens to be her favorite card in Cards Against Humanity. During her birthday party, she almost died laughing when we played this card.
And we almost died laughing when she closed her eyes and covered her face in a pillow, avoiding the romantic lip-locking scene between Rapunzel and Eugene Fitzherbert from Tangled.
They're animated characters. It's not a Bond movie.
So I hope there are no shortcomings with this speech so far. As you declared during our lunchtime adventures, I am no longer the smallest individual in the group. I got promoted to shoulder rest, and you got demoted to head rest. Just accept it, and there's no need for you to stand on the circles and assert your presence. Your big personality should make up for it. And we've already registered your step stool at Target. Once you get married, you can pick it up then. Don't worry, this will never expire, and all you have to do is get over that quick engagement.
And guys, when she starts dancing, give her some room because those elbows are sharp. Did I mention that she threatens to eviscerate anyone with one single blow to the stomach? Can you really see her as a doctor?
I'd be scared about now. And also, her handwriting is way too neat for her to be successful as a doctor. I mean, I thought bad handwriting was a requirement for the profession. You better go plan B. I mean, you could totally be a hairstylist. You've already practiced Spanish. If you already know, Nikki's pretty sneaky. When she gets bored, she likes to take pens and put them in my hair. I don't even know. Maple pens will never catch on, and that's the last time I'm sitting in front of you in any class, ever.
But there is one thing that's called your name is instructed. Well, almost. There could have been more manly alternatives to Ivana or Scarface, and more flattering ones than Squishy, or more eloquent ones than Popo. But we have to admit, they always make us laugh. Now, for challenge 3, use those contacts in your cell phone. Oh wait, we don't have your number! What a shame.
So that's the end to our short speech.
It's been great watching you grow over these years, Nikki. Well, mentally, that is.
We might have missed a small few details, but we sure have a few laughs, so thank you and congratulations.
I have prepared a lot for this. Oh my god! Whoa! Woo! I don't think I can read them.
Future's so bright.
Thank you. I'll repeat that. It's not wrong. My name's Sarah. I'm gonna do a little small speech. Thank you. Sorry, Rishub. You look totally happy about this. This is a shout out to Nikki for when we first met. Summer school friendship, we didn't know yet. Although we didn't have that many classes together, I'd say we're crazier than the masses. Keeping it real for 12 whole years, while waiting for 3 to share some beers. That's what they're doing. Yes, a senior, but not as in old, waiting for all the stories yet to be told. You're a superstar, but I guess you already know it. Fawning your style, ready to own it. You're a small saliva sister, but you pack the punch. Your advice hits the spot. Thanks much. Fashionably late to all the parties. Surprisingly, you don't get a lot of parties. Going to LA, maybe make a movie. Don't forget to tell me all about your movie. Remember joy to the world when you're feeling down. Or remember the car ride when we aren't around. Going to be a doctor, you better not. Or our lives are in your hands, you better treat all the lands. And the smartest kid on the block, you better keep going forward and be on the top. I want to know about all the guys you caught. Someday you'll find sir, you dance a lot. Your love for them shoes is funny because you're short. I expect after this a tall report. Surprisingly, drama brings us together. Seeing me and Ho on TV makes me light as a feather. You're super smart and super sexy, but you know I'll always be your bestie. I know you asked for a speech and I gave you a rap. This isn't very good. I'm sorry, it's a little bit of crap. I know you'll forgive me because you're a bacon eating girl. It's hard to make things rhyme. That's why I have Julia's help all the time. I really appreciate it.
Yes, it's me next. So talk about graduation. Graduation is when you separate the students from the athletes. And everyone could tell Rishub was a Giants fan because when he got his diploma, he just dropped it right there. He dropped the catch. Okay. What? Somebody's laughing. Neil, you're up. Come on. Neil is up. Neil coming here. Neil! Where is Neil? Where is Neil? And Neil is here, and then you're looking for Rohan. Rohan and Harsha and Ajit. Is Rohan still here? Rohan is in the house? Yes.
No, he's in the back.
Rohan is in the back. He's coming. Rohan is on his way. He's leaving. He's coming from the back door. And what to do? I asked Shivam to come up here and say something, and he said, well, what I'm going to go up and say is, Rishub always wins in basketball.
Okay, so I've known Rishub since elementary school. Speak up, okay. And first of all, we just want to congratulate you on graduating from Saratoga High. That's a pretty hard thing to do for a lot of people. Yeah. And so I think we're going to start it off with Aditya, so he's going to say a few words. Ajit.
So I've known Rishub since first grade, and some of the fondest memories I have was around elementary school. So we were up after school every day to go to the clubhouse, and we used to stay there until like 6 or 7 o'clock. And we used to think that we were such rebels because we always got in trouble. We always got on the trash list, which meant we had to go outside and pick up trash from the floor. So that was I'll remember that for the rest of my life, and that was a really fun experience.
I know Rishub for a long time. We worked Boy Scouts together. We worked on many projects. Rishub's a quiet guy. He's always on his iPhone. He practices guitar. This is one of the first times I've seen him on his iPhone.
Rishub is often level-headed. You never want to get Rishub angry, because when he gets angry, you just want to get out of the way. Rishab's a nice person. I always ask him for help, and yeah.
And back to the topic of our days in elementary school. I remember when we used to play Pokemon for literally 6 to 7 hours straight. We used to have sleepovers frequently, and we used to pull all-nighters just playing Pokemon. And we used to also play a lot of trading card games, especially Yu-Gi-Oh! And we used to also, and we really enjoyed that.
Okay, so I've known yourself for a while. I don't actually remember when we met. So at first, I think it was just through school. We talked about classes. We spent like late nights worrying about tests, just worrying about them, not actually studying for them. It just didn't happen. So, but then I think we just started growing like closer as friends as we went to a lot of like Indian parties and they'd go to like 2 and we'd just be talking together for hours on end doing like nothing. So I mean, congrats on everything, man. You deserve it. Have fun at UCLA, Mr. Nikki.
Hi, Rishub. So as you all know, Rishub is a man of very, very, very few words. If at any moment, I probably only heard him say about 100, maybe 50 words to me at any given time. And yet in those 50 words, he managed to make an impact that lasts forever and can really, really stay with you. Rishub, you're an awesome guy. I wish you all the best. Both of you have a tremendous fun at UCLA. Good luck.
Well, Rishub really does have a lot of accomplishments, and I realized Rishub has grown so tall. I remember when you were a little baby, my arms. Now you're so tall. Good luck, man.
And one last thing, I just wanted to thank Rishub for all the car rides he gave me after school that dropped me at home. I thought that was really helpful and it saved me a walk every day, so for that too.
These boys speak a lot. They speak a lot. I was very tempted to take the mic away from them. These boys such chatterboxes. We are also the example. Winston Churchill said this: success is the ability to go from one failure to another with no loss of enthusiasm. The boys don't do that, it's we who do that. Okay, up next we have some singers and dancers. Priyanka and Nina. They're going to do Bombay in the Bay, the all-girls dance. Come on, Nina and Priyanka, let's hear it for them, everybody.
Just introduce this. This is the all-girls dance that was performed at Bombay in the Bay. This was performed with 13 girls. And this year for Bombay in the Bay, we had to choreograph around the same time that we were applying for colleges. And the choreographer for AGD this year is none other than Nikki. You can see from the dance, we probably won't be able to do justice to her choreography. But you can see how talented she is in all aspects. I know I'm not supposed to make a grad speech, but I just wanted to, like, for 10 seconds, just say very quickly. I'm also neighbors with both Nikki and Rishub, and you can see that both of them are very dedicated people, very passionate. Nikki, you can tell she's dedicated because when she is super dedicated about something, she won't stop talking about it. And you can tell that when Rishub is dedicated about something, he says more than 5 words about it. So, I hope you enjoy. I have a little disclaimer. I'm wearing a half sari, and I also have sprained my neck, so I'm going to try and do this choreography as best I can, but I know that none of us will ever be able to do justice to Nikki's choreo and move.
And I'm looking for Sonali and Yang for the next act.
You know that thing's like 100 years old.
Don't